Hi everyone, I'm Sonia and this is Salmon. I use the Salmon dataset from Kaggle and the data comes from Scotland and this is the data and it covers salmon catches statistics from 1952 to 2022. And I wrote a bash script to clean the data, summarize it, and create a few output files. And to keep my explanation and everything simple and straightforward, I gonna focus on three main questions for the rest of the video to solve it together and check everything together. The first question that I'm gonna uh, do with you is that how does the total wild salmon catch change over time? So, firstly, I want to run this code for you and then to see how I created the CSV files. So if we run our Salmon file, um, you can see that it will create all the CSV files. Um, then it cleans the file formatting and removes the last three rows because I checked it in the Kaggle notebook and it showed that the data set had three empty rows at the end of the remove. Uh, Using this method, I'm gonna show it to you using this method. After that, the script processes the CSV data and it converts the fisheries to tones, and then it calculates the total wild fish by adding them together, and it also calculates the total farmed fish by adding farmed MSW and farmed 1SW that matches the notebook's main data preparation steps. Then it will create a summary files by year, method, and origin, and it also creates the top 10 years. Uh, and I wanna focus on the first question, which was how does the total wild salmon catch change over time? So I'm gonna run the yearly total file here. So the first one show the year, um, and this second one shows the total wild fish catches in tons. Um, and the third column is the total farmed fish catch in tons. This helps us to summarize how catch changes across the full time range of the dataset from 1952 to 2022 goes on. However, this will only show me until 1961, but if you can check the PDF, the picture here, you can see that it's totally correct. The first years until almost 2000, the rate is not getting more than like 0.1 ton, um, which makes sense. And from this output, I can see that the data set has enough historical information to examine. So the first one is the wild fish in tone, and then the other one is farmed fish. This graph makes the trend easier to understand visually. It compares wild fish and farmed fish totaled by year. So this is useful because instead of looking at many rows and raw data, I can quickly just see um, the changes over time. And moving to our second question, which is which fishing methods have the highest effort and catch? I'm gonna run two files, the method effort and also the method wild fish. So now I will answer the second question. The first file shows total netting efforts grouped by method, and the second file shows the total wild fish catch grouped by method. And this follows the same idea as the Kaggle notebook, which grouped netting efforts by method and also grouped wild fish catch by method to compare them. This comparison helps us actually to show whether some fishing methods are associated with more effort and whether some methods are associated with higher total wild fish catch. And as we go, check it here, we can see this graph shows the total netting effort by fishing method. And let's go check the for the wild fish as well. Here is the wild fish, and this graph shows together these two graphs make it easier to compare fishing methods and also understand which ones stand out in this database. Now, moving forward to my third question, which is which years had the highest wild salmon catches? I'm gonna go with the top 10 year. This file ranks the top 10 years by total wild fish catch. This is useful because it gives a quick answer to which year had the highest total. As you can see here, 1967 had the highest total without needing to manually sort the file on the full data set. And then let's check also some other formats here. I also created one additional summary by region. As you can see, the note explains that the study covers 109 districts that are combined into 11 regions. So I thought it was useful to group the wild fish by region as well. This is not one of my main three questions, but it gives extra geographical context. Now, so let's check the report. This text report summarizes the same three questions and the top years of wild fish catch. As you can see, salmon analysis report. And lastly, conclude, I used a Bash-based workflow to adapt the Kaggle Salmon notebook into a format that fits this assignment. My script cleans the CSV files and removes the last three empty rows and converts fish weight from photographs to tones and calculates total weight and farm fish, creates summary files and visualizations. The three main questions I answered, um, which was how wild salmon catch changes over time and which fishing methods have the highest effort and which year had the highest wild fish. It helps to summarize the whole video, the methods I use overall. Um, this project showed that Bash can be used to clean and summarize and visualize real data set from Kaggle in a clear and very structured. Thank you so much for having me today. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care. Bye.